Story of my life. I'm down to the last connection and we ran out of pipe clamps. It is windy and brisk today. Winter is definitely setting in, but before it does, that needs to be installed. I need to figure out what connections I need. I think I need an elbow, I need a T and an elbow, and the hose clamps. I think that's it. Shiny. Nice and snug. That's Teflon. It keeps those two brass fittings from leaking. This hole is the most important piece of this whole faucet. I'll tell you about it in a minute. I made a mistake. That is supposed to go over there. It's always painful when you have to do things twice. That's how snug those fittings get on there. I've got to heat that back up to get it back off. Hopefully it's right this time. Story of my life. I'm down to the last connection and we ran out of pipe clamps. I can't believe it. I miscounted when I went to go get these. Look at that. Okay, that's finally done. So let me show you how this works. We don't have any water hooked up to this as of right now, but when this valve comes on like this, there's a rod that goes all the way down to the bottom. That opens up a valve and that makes the water flow out, right? Well, what makes this actually freeze proof is the water runs out. When this gets shut off like that, the valve gets shut down at the bottom, not at the top. And then that hole we talked about, all the water that's up in here runs all the way down that pipe, through that hole, into the ground, and it just gets let out. So basically, The only water that's going to stay in the pipe 24/7 is all the way up to that valve down at the bottom. That's what actually makes this freeze proof, which is great. Also, you can put a little padlock in here, keep the kids or anything else that you won't want the water staying on all the time. So these are a must on a farm. I had probably 3 to 5 of these on our last place, used them all the time. We're gonna use this also a lot. Coyote's over here by himself. I wonder where the rest of the herd is. So now next time we have a skid steer out here, I'll just bury this and we will actually go through this waterline trench area and we'll level all this out too. So we'll get that buried, get this done. I'll probably get a skid steer out here sooner rather than later because I need to start fencing here soon and I need to start digging holes. So we'll probably kind of try to knock out that at the same time. They're anxious. They're tired of going up to the front and getting water, I guess. They will be drinking out of this heavily once we can get that pond to fill up. You know, the way it always is whenever you don't need something, it's there, and whenever you really need something, it always seems like it's just right out of reach. That's what happened with that pond over there. We had plenty of rainfall and it was just wet constantly. And then found a dry spell, decided to dig that pond, and then what do you know, it's really dry. It has not rained here for probably 3 to 4 weeks. So surprise, surprise. But whenever that pond gets to filling up, then we will be able to fill this trough over here and we'll be able to see if that is going to be a frost-proof system. We also have to be able to take and put a cover over that one tire like we talked about in some of those other videos. So really at this point, we just need that pond to fill up with water and need to get a skid steer out here and just clean everything up. We've just been working a lot out here and things have been kind of degrading. Whenever you're busy, you can never clean up. So we need to clean up all this dirt and get anything else kind of odds and ends tied down. And then the next real true project is going to be fencing that front field. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of grass there to fence, and it will be really, really good for the buffalo this winter. They've got plenty of hay right now, but man, it will be great to be able to have excess and to be able to have hay bales that we can leave into next year. That will be really, really nice. Plus, it will be able to give these two pastures a rest and to be able to bring them back. Hopefully by next summer, these 2 pastures will be able to come back strong, and we'll be getting more animals at some point. And so we definitely do need to be able to get more fencing. The rest of the herd's coming up. Little River and White Feather, they like to hang out together. I guess they're buddies. They're always at the end of the herd. They came up from a drink and they're finally getting up to the top of the hill. These guys have been up here for a while. She is just following me around. That is Strong Wind. She's following me around and thinking we have feed. She's really, really fluffy this year. She's a little, I would say, thicker, her coat is, than Red Prairie is this year. I am glad to have this water system mostly done. Just got to tie some loose ends together like we talked about. But other than that, it's basically done. It will be really nice to have frost-proof water up here at the top of the hill. So looking forward to that, definitely. It looks like they knocked over one of the panels. Always keep this corral open and available to them. Sometimes I'll feed them inside of it. That way they're comfortable whenever we work them next. Thank you guys for your support. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you guys next time.